Hi guys, it's Horsey Steph, and today I am back with another Horse Trainer Reacts to Horse Fails videos. I'm so excited to jump in because I just love this series. It's really fun to see kind of where things go wrong, and I think I found some funny ones for today, so hopefully we all get a good laugh and I'm not sitting there horrified, which is the downside of this series. Sometimes I'm just utterly and completely horrified. If you guys could go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe for future videos, that would help me out a ton. And let's go ahead and jump on in and see what these videos are today. Oh my goodness, I love when horses yawn. It's just the cutest thing ever. I don't know, it's something I feel like I just can't get over, and I have some horses that are pretty expressive yawners and do so quite frequently. Especially when I'm doing a lot of body work, I see some really huge yawns. But it's so just adorable and funny. It's great. All right, and this horse is licking or grooming this dog right now, I think. I would be super worried if this were my dog, just because like the risk of them accidentally hurting the dog is so high. Obviously, if you have a horse that you know for sure 100% is never gonna bite, it's not an issue and it's super cute and sweet. But like London, I let him groom me. He's pretty reliable. I have a lot of faith he's not gonna bite me. That being said, I would never let him groom a small animal. He has nipped me a few times. He definitely has bitten me by accident. And I feel like I'm just a little more able to get after him and prevent any serious injury versus this dog. You know, this horse could accidentally grab his whole neck and crush it. I don't know, that's just the worrier part of me that worries about this, but it is super, super cute. Oh, well, there he just pinched his skin. So kind of exactly what I was worried about, but in a much smaller, less dangerous scale. The horse just kind of grabbed that fold of skin and hung on a little bit too long. That's something London does all the time to me when he's grooming me. He'll just kind of grab like a piece of fabric sticking out, maybe the seams on my pants, and want to hang on to them just a little longer than I would like him to hang on to them, you know? And sometimes there's a little skin involved too. Again, it happens quite a lot with my horse that I let groom me. I don't have another horse that grooms. Most of them I do discourage from doing it because my clients hate it and find it really disrespectful. I personally find it super cute and love it, so London's my own horse. I never told him he couldn't, but I obviously set parameters. Like, you can't bite, you can't be too aggressive, use your lips only, I don't like teeth on me. You know, make it pleasant for me too, because I don't want to just be the thing you hurt. I'm surprised the horse was so scared by that. I didn't see that coming. I think most of my horses would be horrified at seeing one of those plastic horse masks. So I think that would have been the drama. Honestly, I'm surprised that that was just completely fine and it was taking the mask off and finding it was just a person that was scary. Maybe the act of taking the mask off because the horse wasn't completely comfortable with the mask was enough to already get the horse to be like, oh my god, I need to leave. Maybe he didn't even get to the part where his brain registered there was a person there. But I would think like my horses would be horrified, and once that mask came off they'd be like, oh thank god, it's just a person, it's okay. That's not really the reaction they would get, but maybe this one was just had more curiosity over his worries, so was able to investigate and be like, is that really scary? And then the movement was too much. He was like, oh my god, it definitely is scary. That's so cute. Little boy on the rocking horse practicing to be a jockey. The dad, I assume this is his dad, has a really cool piece of equipment there. I mean, I would love to have something like that. Maybe not that specifically, because obviously, like, I don't race, so that's not a position I need to be in. Although, like, it would be a fun thing to do, and I'm sure be a great workout. So, as like a gym equipment, it would be fantastic. I would love to have some sort of riding simulator, though. It would be great to just, like, practice my position in a more controlled environment. Obviously, I can practice my position on a horse. We all can. I have access to quiet enough horses that I can really deep dive into my position But it's not the same as being on a mechanical horse where I feel like you can really get picky about where you are and where your body is. With any kind of horse you're riding, there's always adjustments you need to make because they aren't straight, they are responding to aids a little differently than you might like, etc. So even if I'm focusing on myself per se, there's still a lot of actual riding I'm doing and adjusting my aids and keeping them where I want them to be. That it really doesn't help me kind of strengthen my position. I know that I ride a little sloppy. I tend to fall forward and kind of like crunch. I mean, I ride in that typical trainer position. So not trying to sound like, oh, I just ride like a trainer, it's all fine. It is something I've actually really been working on recently, but I do ride in that kind of typical trainer position, a little hunched over, tending to be a little bit defensive with my leg and my rein, just a little like braced what's gonna happen next because I have ridden so many difficult horses. Obviously I train problem horses, so you're always kind of ready for what's next, even when you're on something really safe and quiet. And I don't think that serves me very well as a rider in most situations. Obviously, when horses are going to do something bad, it's nice to be able to default to that position, but I am hoping I can have more of a soft following, relaxed seat on my horses that are solid, and especially horses like my gelding London, I know that would make a huge difference for. Just because he is so sensitive, I know he picks up on all those little braces and inconsistencies in my seat, and it really just makes it harder to ride him and harder to get the level of work out of him that I would like out of him. If he can stay sound, I'm gonna cross my fingers because it has been a struggle for so long. If he can stay sound, I would really like him to start getting back into dressage. I still want my bronze medal on him, and then I'm hoping to turn him into some sort of maybe hunter, low jumper, I'm not really sure. Fences are really a struggle too, so that's something that needs a ton of work. But I would love to have some sort of riding simulator. In short, like, that would really help me out a lot. It's super cool that this guy has one for racing. I imagine he's both working on his balance and position while not, going 1,000 miles an hour on a young, hot, galloping thoroughbred, because that's a terrible time to work on your position. But he also is able to just work on his fitness and just staying really steady and out of the way. Because obviously, especially in a sport like racing where the details really matter, getting really stable in your position and staying out of their way is going to make a huge difference in how they go. And getting the horse to just put in every little ounce they have instead of having to also fight you, it's just going to open them up to really perform their best and hopefully be a little more successful. But watching this little kid like mimicking it on the rocking horse is absolutely adorable. I'm not surprised he is, because like what little kid doesn't want to try to do what their dad is doing? At this age, like that's all they want to do, right? It's just mimic their parents, mimic cool things they see. So he obviously doesn't have like a real racing simulator, but he's kind of mimicking it on the rocking horse. That's just adorable. Highlight of this video so far. I'm not sure what that was. Whatever it was, I don't think the horse expected it would move when he touched it. And that was just like too much. And that is, again, like fairly typical of horses. They can be very curious, but like cautious curious. They're not curious like a cat or some dogs where they might like go up to something and be like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And that's where that expression, curiosity killed the cat, comes from. Cats can be so curious that they kind of lose the caution. Horses are very cautious because they are prey animals. They might want to investigate, and if something seems safe, they're gonna kind of slowly approach and be like, is it okay? I don't know, is it okay? But as soon as there's any kind of idea that it's not gonna be okay, they're just gonna be like, oh my god, and leave. So they go into that panic response really quickly and dramatically and get out of dodge real fast because their brain is just telling them, like, we didn't know if this was safe in the first place. As soon as this gives us any sign that it might not be safe, well, we must have been right. Let's get the hell out of here right now. And that's really what allows them to survive. I mean, they are a survival species. And being a prey animal, you have to just always be waiting for when is there danger. Versus being a predator, you have fewer dangers in your life than a prey animal. So you don't have to be as worried about like, when is something gonna try to eat me? When is this gonna be like so dangerous I can't save myself? And horses' brains are kind of always there, especially when they're dealing with unfamiliar objects. It's gonna explore again. Again, like it's fine until it moves. That's the part that he just can't handle. It's the terrifying part. But he learned from that first instant, it moved and terrified him. But he thought about it and was like, but it didn't kill me, so let me see again. And I imagine over time he'll get less and less dramatic with it moving. But right now he's still in the like, oh my god, it moved state. This picture right here is just so freaking adorable. Oh my god. That's so cute. I think this is gonna be another yawning horse. It's adorable though. Oh, it's a donkey. I hadn't realized their noses made that look when they brayed. Like, that's so freaking cute. I really like donkeys. I will say, like, they're super cute. I think it's really funny how they make that bray noise. I would never want one. I think it would drive me up the wall if I actually had one, because donkeys are legitimately quite vocal. It's not like horses where the movies portray them as talking all the time, but they're really very quiet. Donkeys do bray a lot more than horses neigh, and that bray I think would like slowly drive me completely up the wall. So don't intend to get one, but seeing them on the internet, I'm always like, oh my god, it's so cute, I need it. And I didn't realize like that noise they make when they bray. That's so freaking adorable. Just adorable. I'm surprised that they were driving by and there was a baby actually laying on the ground in the middle of the road. I wouldn't have expected to see that just because I would think there'd be a little danger sign of a vehicle. It would be enough for the mom to at least get her baby up and moving. But maybe they see vehicles so much and everyone is so polite driving around these horses that they are completely unfazed by it. I mean, that has to be my expectation. But I would think like most wild horses would get out for a vehicle and maybe not run because they obviously are going to see them a lot, but certainly not be laying down in the middle of the road as a vehicle approaches. You still have something loud coming at you. You're going to want to at least be prepared to run if you did need to run. Oh, that face. So I will go ahead and guess that's some sort of stud stallion smelling the behind of a mare. I could be wrong, but I'd be almost certain that is what's happening there. But when they do that lip thing, that phlegm response, it is really, really cute. It just makes me laugh every time. My mare will do that anytime I use any kind of like essential oil or anything overly scented on her. She'll do that phlegm response, and it's pretty funny. She's definitely like very into the smells and like, what was that? Obviously she doesn't do it for the things like I spray her with every day, but even fly spray, I mean, I'm not a huge fly sprayer, but even fly spray, when, I've been spraying her before a ride for a week, she'll still kind of be like, oh my, what was that? It's pretty funny. And I do use essential oil for my fly spray, so it is quite potent. Alright, so this horse has come trotting out. Oh, and it's slippery. So I typically don't turn my horses out when it's slippery like that for fear that they're gonna like crash through a fence and hurt themselves. I'm not by any means, none at all, telling people like lock your horses inside when it's slippery. That's not the point of what I just said. Not at all. Don't take it that way, please. I personally don't, just because I worry about them getting hurt. And the difference between it being slippery and it being dry enough to go out is like an extra day inside. So to me, it doesn't really matter. We do have clay, so it gets really slick, especially right after the rain. I think there is a big difference when your horses live outside 24/7. It's a little harder to make that choice, like bring them all inside, even though they're used to being outside. My horses obviously don't live outside 24/7. They go out during the day in nice weather, and then they come back in at night. So it's a much easier for me to just say, let's leave them in another day. And then I also have access to an indoor turnout. So even when the weather is not good or my fields are still too wet to put my horses out, they do still go outside. Well, not outside. They do still go into turnout with their groups. And I think that really makes a big difference for their mental health. So it's less taxing on them. Obviously, they want to get outside. There's nothing that really replaces being outside, and I totally understand that. But they still get their social time. They still get to hang out together and have space to move around. So it's definitely a lot less of a hardship on them than for a lot of people. Oh, the lickers. I love horses that lick. I personally don't have one. I've never had a real licker. Like I said, London will groom. He's the closest I have to a licker, but he's much more into like taking his muzzle and scratching you and kind of giving you like a deep tissue massage with it. He will lick, especially in the summer. He loves the taste of sweat, which is absolutely disgusting, but not a huge licker like that horse is just like lick, lick, lick. That was really cute. I don't think I would like the feeling of a tongue on my neck. That would probably drive me up the wall. But it was really, really cute. And so affectionate of the horse to just want to stand there licking her. Those horses that do the lip thing, it's like kind of funny. My first instinct is to laugh, but I also feel like it's mostly a neurotic behavior. So in the back of my brain, every time I see them, it kind of like kills the joy. I'm like, ugh. So what is really causing this behavior? It's a neurotic behavior horses will do when they get really stressed. The most common time I see this is right before feeding time, and it's the least obnoxious in my opinion. If the horse only does it right before it gets fed, I'm not overly concerned about it because it's not a lot of time. But if they're gonna stand in their stall and do this regularly for seemingly no reason, I really get concerned about just how much stress that horse is in. Obviously, I don't know the circumstances of this video. She could be holding his grain and filming what he's doing while he waits for his grain, which really isn't that bad. I mean, it makes for a cute video. It's not gonna kill the horse. It's maybe not like the kindest thing to do, but I mean, by no means like mean or abusive. I've certainly done it before, filmed what my horses look like as they wait for their food, so I can't judge. It's really cute. Sometimes you just want to capture that little clip for TikTok or Instagram. Obviously, I free feed most of my horses, so they always have some sort of forage available. But I will still get this kind of response for grain from my horses. They get really, really excited and they want it now, even though they do have hay available. So this could be like a starvation issue. The horse has ulcers and so it's like, I need food, I need food. But it could also just be like, oh my god, that food is so tasty. I want that, not what's in my stall already. That's very possible. For a treat, it's pretty freaking cute. Oh my goodness. They foot pull pajama pants on this horse. That is so, so cute. I have put like pants on my horses, not real pants, but pants we've sewn to put on them for Halloween costumes. It's always adorable. Obviously, some horses aren't going to tolerate it at all. My horse I had at the time, Z, was just like, you could put anything on him. He was really cool like that. This is pretty freaking adorable though. I don't know why they've put these sweatpants on. Could be that he's having some sort of allergic reaction and they want to keep him covered. Has like some sort of skin issue. Maybe he's sunburning under a wound. Maybe just the flies biting him or getting him. Definitely lots of reasons they might have done this. And if your horse tolerates it, I mean, why not? It does work to keep the area covered. Obviously, like, keep an eye on them, make sure they don't get in trouble. I wouldn't turn out in these just because, like, they could get tangled up, but super, super cute. Just adorable. And such a good sport about it too. I mean, honestly, that horse is like, yeah, okay, it's fine. Put pants on me. They could have also just been doing that for fun, but it did seem like an awful lot of work to put suspenders on those pants and like fix them to the horse just for fun. I would guess they do have like a real reason for wanting to cover his front legs. My first thought is like some sort of wound that's healing, getting burned, getting flies in it, something like that. It can be really a pain, and sometimes you don't want to truly close up and wrap a wound for various reasons. Maybe the location is really hard to wrap. Maybe the horse takes the wraps off. Maybe you want to give the wound time to breathe. And through the sweat pant, you would still get that breathability without getting it like completely exposed to the elements. So that totally would make sense to me. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that horse fails video. Definitely way more like horse funnies than horse fails, which I really enjoyed. I really like the funny stuff much better, so I'm gonna probably actually call this horse funnies in the description, but it is part of my horse fails series, so haven't quite decided yet how we're gonna go, but I enjoyed this. Let's see what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, let me know. Hit that like button if you loved it. Even if you didn't love it, hit that like button. It means so much to me. Make me happy. I did unfortunately forget to remove the border off the video, so I apologize for that. It looks a little awkward. I tend to remove the border because it looks a little tacky, but I would have to re-record this whole thing to fix it. I don't think it's that big a deal. So I apologize, but I'm gonna be too lazy to fix it. Sorry. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.